Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. In today's video, I'm going to show you my bullet and daily journal for 2026, and I'll be sharing how I plan to use and set them up. So I actually have two journals. First one is my full bullet journal, which is the brown one, and the second will be my daily planner journal, which is the green one. For my daily planner, I haven't set up the other months yet, so only January is done so far, and I decided to start journaling because it really helps me organize my life. It helps me track my to-do list, reminders, and habits, and I'll be using this to track my emotions and health, and I believe that this will help me grow, stay consistent, and become the best version of myself as I go through life. And let me introduce first the bullet journal that I started last October 15, 2025. I saw a video of a content creator doing bullet journaling, and I thought to myself that why not do this instead, since I always buy planners and notebooks and didn't know what to do with them since I am not so good in writing, and bullet journal entertains and catches my attention. As you can see, the rest of the months in my tracker are very blank because I only started recently around October. But at the same time, I am really excited for next year because by December, I'll be able to see that I've completed my tracker filled with colors. So while I was excited to start and finally have a hobby, I slowly began buying the things I needed during the first and second week of October, and I started purchasing the binder cover, the markers, and especially the dotted pages or spreads because they make it easier to set up my trackers with the designs and artwork I want to draw while also keeping everything looking clean and organized. So these are my rate my day tracker, anxiety tracker, and dream tracker. And on the next page, I have my weather tracker, crying tracker, and migraine tracker, and shark week. And this is my December cover or monthly cover. And here is where I placed my mood tracker. So this was inspired by some countries or cities light up their Christmas trees. For this tracker, I start from the bottom and work my way up until 31. Now I'll introduce my habit tracker. I haven't really used it much because I've been very busy. I haven't updated it day by day and I didn't manage to fill in some of the habits. And on the next page is my sleep tracker. So this is where I will track how many hours I slept, what time I went to bed, and what time I woke up that day. It actually helps me track my sleeping patterns. So, in my work tracker, this is where I will be able to record my work schedule, my rest days, and what time my schedule is on a certain day, my payday, whether I was late or if I had VTO. And this is where I am also able to record my emotions or mood during work, whether I felt frustrated, good, or relaxed on a given day. So the next spread is my movie tracker. This is where I would track how many movies I've watched and what rating I would give them, but I realized that I don't really watch movies that often, so I didn't continue filling it out. I'm more into series like Korean dramas, Stranger Things, and others. So for movies, I only watch them occasionally, sometimes just a few. And then for my highlight of the day, this is where I actually record my positive or negative moments, or whether my day was up or down, any special things that should be mentioned, basically the important highlights of the day that I want to remember. And on the next spread, this is where I track my sub billings for utilities. I also included my wish list here. It's still very simple for now, but I plan to improve it later. I'll be updating my wish list as I go. And now I will finally introduce or show you my 2026 cover. This is actually a ginkgo leaf inspired by a YouTuber I saw. She had it in a colorful setup, but I decided mine would be green, and I fell in love with the ginkgo leaf and the overall setup. I chose the gingham leaf because it feels fresh and vibrant and it gives a cozy, festive vibe to my cover. I also added a little details around it to make it look more complete and personal. Even though it's simple, I think it represents the start of a new year and my excitement for journaling in 2026. So the next spreads that I'm going to show you is my 2026 trackers. I chose light or pastel colors for this, and I'm actually using Deli acrylic markers, which I bought on Shopee for a very affordable price. And I honestly didn't expect them to be this cute at first because it was my first time using acrylic markers. I didn't even know what the texture would be like or how acrylic markers worked, but when I tried using them, I noticed that the color stays within the area I'm coloring and doesn't bleed through the back of the page. For my 2026 trackers, I chose 5 main colors like pink, purple, blue, green, and yellow. I realized that if I travel, I would need to bring a lot of markers with me, which can be inconvenient and bulky to carry. Because of that, I decided to simplify things. So, except for my monthly trackers, which I'll show you later, since those will still have more colors. Even then, I'm still keeping it minimal compared to before when I used many different colors. So, this way, when I travel, I won't need to bring too many markers with me. So these are the shades that I'll be using for 2026. I really like them because they're light and happy colors, not too dark. And these are the trackers that I have for my 2026. So the same ones I mentioned earlier, like Rate My Day, Anxiety, and the others. So this is the monthly journal I mentioned earlier. I am going to use lavender theme. I decided to keep the theme simple so it would be easier to set up and not too cluttered to look at. I wanted something that's easy and not complicated. And please excuse my handwriting and the fonts I used for the titles. I'm not really an expert when it comes to lettering, but I know that I'll eventually learn lettering because practice makes perfect. And for now, it already looks cute once it's colored. And next is my mood tracker where I'm using lavender flower. It looks really nice once the month is finished because of the colors, and everything will depend on my mood and how I'm feeling each day. I place the dates along the side of the flower so I can easily identify where to color for each specific day. This is the habit tracker I'll be using for January of 2026. What I like about this setup is how simple and visual it is, and I feel more inspired when I see the circles gradually filling with color. And the design is very minimal with small flower details added to make it more entertaining and visually interesting. And I chose a soft lavender theme, or at least something close to lavender, because it feels calm and pleasing. And this is the sleep tracker I'll be using as well for January 2026. And this is the tracker I'll be using to monitor my work schedule and my moods at work. I like this format because it's easy to look at, especially once the month is completed. And on the next spread, this is going to be my weight loss tracker. This will be my first time using this kind of tracker, and I'm looking forward to seeing whether it will help me achieve results both in staying consistent and tracking changes in my weight. And the next one will be my K drama list. So, this is where I will list down all the Korean dramas I've watched for the month of January. And on the next spread, I have a section for the movies I've watched. I'll be using this only for the month of January so I can monitor what I've actually watched, even if this spread doesn't get completely filled. What matters is that I'm able to list down the movies I've watched. And this one is going to be my playlist tracker. I'll be listing down the songs that are my current LSS, and I hope this spread will gradually fill up so I can have a nice record of my playlist and slowly organize the songs on my phone. I like this because it's a nice way to track my music journey. And on the next spread, this is going to be the highlight of the day spread that I have. And I'm really excited to see the progress over time and see the little wins each day. And here is the last spread for my January journal. I've decided to start a junk journal because why not, right? And I'll put in here all sorts of things, little memories from certain days that I want to treasure, and it's a fun way to keep track of those special moments. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little peek into my journal and my trackers. So next time I'll be showing my weekly planner journal for 2026, the one that I mentioned earlier. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you all next week. Bye for now.